Yes, welcome back to another episode of the Ball and Buds video podcast. We have breaking news in the MMA world and some boxing news. So we figured we would bring in your favorite correspondent, the man, the myth, the legend, the 49ers fan, who, by the way, Mr. Irrelevant is leading them in the playoffs right now as they won last night. He is Clubber D, the Combat G. How are you doing today, my friend?
Well, hello. It's your main man, Clubber D, back in the place to be. And if you ask your mom, she still hasn't seen me because I didn't pay the last time we went on a date. Anyways, let's talk about what's going on. Yes, you mentioned we got some MMA news, we got a little bit of boxing news, but the one thing we really want to know, who is going to make the news and be the next on the melatonin list. Okay. Tank almost got it done. But anyways, let's talk about UFC. We got Jon Jones announced to fight Ciryl Gane. Now, there's some stuff with this because Francis Ngannou is the champion. We hadn't seen this since BJ Penn left decades ago and came back. All right. Francis Ngannou is the current heavyweight champion, but he is a free agent. So Dana White, usually he will bash a fighter for this with the things that's going on in news right now with Dana White. He's being smart and shutting the hell up because his wife almost gave him a melatonin. That was cold-blooded. His wife almost did that, but he retaliated with the smack. Now, that's another pot. We'll talk about that later. But Francis Ngannou is a free agent. He is the champ. He does not want to sign with the UFC. He wants, I don't know if it's the money situation. He's a king in Cameroon where he's from. So money isn't really an option for him, but he wants to fight Tyson Fury. He wants to do other things besides UFC. And just like when Conor McGregor fought Floyd Mayweather, he made $100 million, but like 60 of that went to the UFC. So Francis wants freedom to do what he wants to do and still fight in the UFC. UFC's like, you know what? We're not going to hold division no more. We're moving on with a fight. So what do we got? The next big thing. Jon Jones, the greatest light heavyweight champion of all time, the GOAT at light heavyweight, is finally moving up to heavyweight. Fighting Ciryl Gane, you know what I'm saying? This is a mega fight, regardless of Francis Ngannou would fight or not fight. This is a different challenge for Jon Jones. He's still fighting a striker, but Ciryl Gane's light on his feet. You know what I'm saying? He's more fluid as a striker, a man jumping around at that size. It reminds me of me back in the day when I used to play Streets of Rage. I was good. It was a good side scroller for Sega. Some of y'all didn't have that. Y'all had a regular Nintendo back when we had Super Nintendo and Sega. But I'm not going to talk about that, okay? Blame your mom and dad. Anyways. Me, Mario. Blame your mom and dad. Anyways, so Francis Ngannou, that fight with Jon Jones could be great, but can he stop the takedown? And can Jon Jones consecutively take him down? He's the GOAT, like I said, light heavyweight, but now he's wrestling heavier fighters. Jon Jones put on about, 30, 40 pounds. He'd be coming in probably around 230, 240. He's used to fighting at 205. He probably walks around at 225, but this is a different animal. So I'm not going to give you my club banger just yet. We're going to hold in Vegas, which I believe it is. I will be there third row from the front. And that's 90 rows from where you'll be sitting because you guys are in the rafters like Sting hanging out there. I don't do that. I don't sit up there, but y'all do.
Your brother.
Sorry about that, Omar. I had to go off a little tangent. We got all these emails about the New Year's. You know what I'm saying? All these jealous husbands because they're charlatans, because of their floozies, because of their scallywags, because of their knuckle dragging wives have been hitting us up nonstop on our email asking me to do a cameo. I don't do cameos. Okay, if I do a cameo, somebody got to get the baby powder. Someone wiping up something because you know what? We're not going to get into that. We're not going to.
Nope. Let's back it on up. Let's back it on up.
Baby wipes, not baby powder. I'm sorry about that. That was another.
I knew what you meant.
Another mishap, like someone's, life.
Wow. Yes, the fight is actually UFC 285 scheduled for the main event March 4th in Vegas, my friend. We will be sending you out there. Your brother DC and I will be in the rafters with Sting, so no worries about that. We'll get those nosebleed tickets for cheap from the scalpers outside. That being said, my friend, as you mentioned, this is one of the biggest fights that we are going to see in the heavyweight division here, and then possibly, depending on what happens with Ngannou and his where he goes from there. If John Jones were to win, then they could possibly fight. So I know you're not giving the club bangers yet. You've already given us a good analysis there. If I'm just asking if John Jones were to hypothetically win and Ngannou were wanting to fight him, do you see that possibly happening, or do you think that Ngannou's relationship with the UFC is irreparable?
Well, it depends how Dana White wants to do it. Essentially, the UFC is owned by Disney. Disney has the money. Disney's backing the UFC. That's the platform that they fight on. Um, so
Okay, and so as a follow up, then, is this the right fight right now versus Ciryl Gane? B, if he does win, will it go a long way towards repairing his legacy? And then what would be the next fight? If, we don't know what's going to happen with Ngannou or what's up with Stipe. You know what? I'm going to cut that out. What would be next?
well, I would say I'll go backwards. What would be next? If he wins, he'll probably do maybe one or two title defenses fighting Stipe or something like that. Hopefully, he can get that Ngannou fight. As far as John Jones, that's the only guy that can. This guy gets suspended multiple times, comes back and still fights at a high level. He's 33 now. He hasn't fought in probably like 2 or 3 years. He's already the GOAT at light heavyweight. He will be like Daniel Cormier and a few others in that rare champ realm. He's already a Hall of Famer. I think for him, just go to WWE or something like that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing left in UFC and mixed martial arts for him to do. There's not many fighters from other organizations that can say, "Hey, I could beat this guy," or we think that they can beat him. I've always been critical of John Jones, but one thing I will say, he's always the highest of the high level at light heavyweight. I might not like what he does on the outside of the cage, but inside the cage, this man's one of the GOATs. Okay, and he does it without melatonin. Okay, besides the Dan McCormick fight, we knocked him out. He's more take you down, beat you up. And he's still entertaining. His fight with Alexander Gustafsson, how you say it? Well, it's close enough. That fight, the first fight, phenomenal. Even though I thought he lost, but John Jones, he's a GOAT, so he's already in that upper echelon when it comes to mixed martial arts fighters. So if he wins, I'm predicting 2 to 3 title defenses that they can get Francis Ngannou. Cool, Stipe, that's one, and maybe Francis after that. But other than that, what is there else for him to do? So he's
You're right.
goated.
Wow.
I'm Rick James, bitch. Enjoy yourself.
Wow. Yeah, and I want to follow up on that. So you're right. He has not fought since early 2020, so almost 3 years. But you're right. Every time he does come back from a layoff from, whether it be the drug testing or, some legal issues he may have, which you are correct. You have always been critical of him, but always have been, favorable about his skills at least in the ring. Where do you rank him in the fighters of MMA history?
Woo. Greatest. Let's see.
Clubs, bangers. Clubs, bangers. Clubs, bangers.
So in no order, he would be in on the spot for me. Let's see. Prime Fedor. When BJ Penn came back after the layoff, when he was the lightweight champion. John Jones. GSP. One last one. One last one. Let me think out the box on this one. Okay. I'll say duel. Okay. Rest in peace, Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin. Because it wasn't for that fight, for those two, not saying they're goats, but if it wasn't for those two having that fight at the Ultimate Fighter show finale, we wouldn't be talking about MMA right now. Okay. Nobody would really care about it. That's what kind of kickstarted UFC into that next realm, that hell of a fight they put on. So I would put them in there just for helping the sport to get to where it is today in America. Because, overseas you had, right now it's rising, but they had Dream, they had Pride fighting championships. And it's big overseas, you know what I'm saying? They're fighting in front of 30, 40, 50,000 people over there. But in America, it's kind of like soccer. No one, they care but not care. You got Bob Arum saying, these guys roll around on the floor like homosexuals. You know what I'm saying? People in boxing don't respect the sport. But now UFC has made boxing look second place, second rate, second place to them as far as the combat scale in America. And like, no one really cares about boxing like that. I mean, I do, you do, but the common Mark, Joe, and Scott don't care about boxing. Okay, Mary Sue at Wegmans picking up sushi on Tuesday nights doesn't care about boxing. Okay, they don't know who Terrence Crawford is. Mary Sue, yes, I talked to her last week. The Jan at freaking Target picking up some condoms to cheat on her husband does not know about Earl Spence. Okay, we know, but they don't. The common people don't know. But back in the day, anybody knew who Sugar Ray Leonard was. Everybody knows who Mike Tyson was, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, Roy Jones Jr. Common people knew about them. Okay, nowadays nobody knows who Adrian Broner is unless you see, something dumb he's done in the on Instagram or something of that nature. Nobody knows boxers anymore. It is what it is. It's slowly coming back. Gervonta Davis is like on a 6 sellout streak on fights of the arena, but he's still not getting over 100,000 views, pay-per-view buys, I mean. So only one doing that is Canelo. Canelo puts up because the Mexican fan base, they're still into boxing like that, but Americans, not really. You're not seeing sellouts like you go to Great Britain, go to London. They're selling out over there. Wembley Stadium, they put 100,000, close to 100,000 for Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. They're doing soccer stadium sellouts. You ain't getting that shit here in America. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm there and they have a bedroom and someone. But that's, R. Kelly taught me a lot. But we're not going to talk about that. They're all of age. Yes, ball and buds. Nobody wants to fight each other. They fight once a year. They're worried about my bank account's bigger than your bank account. This isn't a bank account fest, okay? This is a boxing fest. I'm here to see you fight. I don't care what's in your wallet, all right? Because if I cared, I'd take it. I probably wouldn't know.
But I like that fool. Exactly. What kidnapped that fool? Get him, get him, get him. Hit him, hit him, hit him. Yap fools, yap fools, yap fools, yap fools.
Hey, man, you can't sing that nowadays. They listen to mumble rap and drill rap, you know what I'm saying? They're too busy snitching on each other. YSL, what's going on?
I wanted to just, they don't know you like I know you, but they didn't know that was your favorite group. So, I had to hit out some MOP real quick.
See, they think that stands for MOP. You know what I'm saying?
For MOP. For MOP. And on that note, shout out MOP, which stands for Mashed Out Posse, not MOP. And also shout out to Clubber D, the Combat G, for coming on today. Thank you, my friend. Sign off, and we will see you next time.
Hey, just to let everybody know, you know what I'm saying? I lost 5 pounds last week. I had diarrhea. So I'm getting back in shape, okay? Stretch Mark, a.k.a. Lemon Pound Cake, a.k.a. Black Lavender, a.k.a. the best dancer y'all have ever heard of is almost back on that stage. So all I gotta say is I'm coming. And ask your mom, that's not the first time she heard me say that.
The return of the Mac will be the return of the dance. Mr. Stretch Mark himself is back. Holla at your boys, Ball and Buds. We out.
Go Niners. Brock Purdy, baby. I got something to get off my chest, and it's about this guy, Mike Wiebe. Okay, we haven't heard from him in a while, and that's a good thing. Okay, I think I told you before, Omar, and I told Mike this when I saw him over the Christmas holiday. That redhead potato bread is always still in my light. Okay, he comes on and off thinking he's the Undertaker or any other famous redhead. Okay, he needs to stop. Okay, that Fry from Futurama acting. Just chill out and just relax. And for anyone else that has an issue with me talking about their mothers, their housefrau wives, or just anybody in general, just hit me up. Please hit me up and I'll reply to you because I got about 16 emails that I'm going to reply next time I get on. I'm going to read them out. So if you feel like you're special, if you feel like you want me to read your emails, requests, questions, anything off, hit us up. Just hit us up. Something simple, okay? You know, kind of like back in the day when you didn't get nobody's number at the arcade at Planet Fun. You didn't have the tokens. Okay, but this time you have a chance to hit us up, all right? Ball and Buds at MVP SMB. Again, that's a Ball and Buds at MVP SMB. Do I need to say it a third time or do you get it? Okay. Can you get it? Like I can't even speak right now. Now, I'm going to say it one last time. One last third time. You see that? Third time. 1, 2, third time a charm. Okay. Ball and Buzz at MVP SMB. Mother lover.
.com. And
Boom.
we
There you go.
are.